When I was younger, I loved Harry Potter. To be honest, I still do. The idea of a magical world existing right beneath our noses was always something that intrigued me, and I secretly hoped that it was actually true. I wanted the ability to turn on a light with a simple word. That is probably why my parents got me the clapper. It never worked at home either. Regardless, I still tried to access my magical abilities. And my sister, who loves Star Wars, had the same fascination with using the Force to move objects with her mind. And the same total lack of success. But where Dumbledore and Jedi mind tricks have failed us, science has now stepped in to fill the void with the next best thing: brain implants. According to the Republic World of April 17, 2021, scientists have been developing brain implants that could allow people to complete certain tasks without lifting a finger by controlling computers or machinery with their mind. And rather than helping you excel at Quidditch or summon your lightsaber from across a frozen cave, these brain implants could allow you to control a robot without programming, type without using your fingers, or even allow a disabled person to control prosthetic limbs as if they were their own. So today, let's explore the futuristic world of brain implants by first illuminating how it works, then pondering out the possible commercial and medical uses, before finally materializing the implications and potential issues surrounding this mind-blowing technology. So now the question is, how do brain implants actually work? Believe it or not, this technology has actually been around since the 1990s, but like Will Smith, it's evolved a great deal since then. In its early forms, these chips were used primarily to combat Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. In this form, the chip was implanted for treatment and removed shortly after. The current rendition, however, involves a permanent implant. And as of now, there are two companies that are spearheading the brain implant surge: BrainGate and Neuralink, which is financed by attention-seeking billionaire, astronaut, and the actual reincarnation of Voldemort, Elon Musk. In a talk with investors in April of 2021, Musk said he envisioned a world where brain chip implant surgery would take only a few hours. You go into the surgical center, have your skull cut open, a microchip implanted, and leave later the same day with a small scar and the ability to control your Tesla from over 50 feet away. The current rendition of this technology utilizes a brain-to-computer interface, which works through a 96-channel silicon microelectrode on the brain. And rather than merely sending impulses to the brain, this implant can also receive signals from the brain and send a message back to the computer. Dr. Elliot Ein of the University of California, Santa Barbara, explains that once scientists isolated these signals, they could easily be replicated and used to perform tasks with thoughts alone. In other words, someone with this implant could think, "Punch my brother in the neck," and robot hand could do just that. Having examined how this technology works, it is now time to focus on its current medical and commercial applications. That didn't happen. Okay. BioWorld of January 4th, 2022 explains that uses for this technology are truly limitless. Nearly 20 years ago, Robert Chomsky was paralyzed in a surfing accident. However, in 2020, researchers at Johns Hopkins gave him a hand, or actually two. By implanting a chip in his brain, Chomsky was now able to mentally control two robotic arms, and can now feed himself, open a door, and he was even able to hug his wife for the first time since the accident. These chips can also be used to help people communicate. Reuters of April 9th of 2021 tells of studies where patients were able to send texts, emails, and even tweets simply by thinking the message. And while this practice initially was a time-consuming endeavor, these messages can now be sent instantaneously. These implants can also be used to teach people new languages and to translate languages. Imagine going to France and instantly being able to communicate without your new French pals ever realizing that you are a filthy American. These chips also have some less life-changing implications, but they're still interesting. Reuters of April 9th goes on to say that Neuralink has created a chip which will allow the user to access apps on their phone without ever touching their device, meaning that the menial tasks of rage tweeting, Tinder swiping, and Angry Bird launching could all become completely hands-free, voice-free, solely thought-controlled processes. The Guardian of May 7th, 2017 goes even further to say that this technology will be fundamental to the future of the human race. They say that we need to be proactive in artificial intelligence development instead of reactive. Or it might be too late for the technology to have an impact on our culture and to keep us from becoming slaves to our eventual artificial intelligence overlords. So now that we've learned how this technology actually works and its current uses, what implications will it have on our society? First, the medical implications at hand here are far-reaching. In addition to the tests currently being conducted, the Washington Post of January 4th, 2022 explains that researchers are looking into implanting chips in Parkinson's patients that will alert physicians of tremors or abnormalities, then can be dealt with immediately. Researchers at the University of Illinois are even looking into implanting chips into temporary skin tattoos to track and stimulate brainwaves to conduct simple diagnostic tests long before a patient even sets foot in a doctor's office. But on a less rosy horizon, this tech also has some ominous implications in the world of business and marketing. If these chips are able to read our thoughts to send messages, what's to stop a company from selling our thoughts to other companies, just as websites do now? But rather than knowing what type of articles we read or what type of leggings we prefer, they would know every thought we have. A bit too Big Brother is watching for many of us. And lastly, there's this nugget to consider. Do we as humans really want to blur the lines between man and machine, as this tech has the potential to do? Are we eager to constantly be plugged in, always having a computer or a phone at our immediate disposal? And if we do so, have we taken a scary step towards actually becoming cyborgs, as Elon Musk has suggested? Consumers, scientists, and philosophers will have to grapple with these moral dilemmas as this tech continues to become more readily available in the near future. So today we talked about brain microchip implants. We discussed how they work, examined their current uses, and explored the implications of these devices. This technology truly has the capability to advance our society to the next level. It may not be Hogwarts, but it could allow us all to have a little more magic in our lives.